Alright, I will try to do a video on how to improve taking photographs of fish. It's not something I'm going to be able to show the photographs because it's a video. So these are obviously my snow white albinos. Now you're looking at them thinking, boy, they're in a nice tank. They probably have plenty of room. They got a plant. They got this. They got that. They don't really have a TV. They don't have anything like a Keurig coffee maker, but looks like they got it all. But if I zoom out, you can see that all I did was make a setup to maximize the photographing of the fish. And if I zoom further out, you can see I have the LED light propped up on actually a couple of old Tetramen cans because you want to have the light source to be one as pure as it can be. LEDs are white and they don't mess with the actual colors of the fish. The other thing I'd suggest is getting one of these little specimen tanks, containers. It's not really a tank. I forget who makes them, Lee, or there's probably 5 or 6 of them. They're acrylic. You can also do this with a small glass container, but basically you want to minimize the amount of room that the fish have to move around in so that you can get a fantastic picture of them. So I add some plants, some small ones, to calm the fish down so that their colors come out. And at this point they're only thinking about where's the food. The males are thinking about the hot babes in the container. So everybody's happy, and I can get a really good picture of the fish, or in this case a video. And you also want to have a good background. The background is very important. For different colors of fish, you want different backgrounds. So now this one has I have a black background, which looks really professional. It is actually it's an old DVD container. So it's great for the light colored fish. If you were taking video or photos of a dark colored fish, you don't want to use black. You'll want to use white. And see if I can get this without screwing everything up. Check this out. A paper plate. Seems stupid, but well, it's not going to work good for these guys. So you want to keep the background to a minimum of interfering with the color of the fish. And you can see the fish don't look as good with the white background. They look far better with the black background because it's a light colored fish. So the other tips you can use, I want to concentrate the light on top of the fish. So I just have a piece of glass, which talk about difficult things trying to video a piece of glass. And these things you can get from Home Depot. Let me turn it off. So there's multiple LEDs there. Yep, my lights just came on. How cool is that? So this isn't going to really do much right now. But these are good because they have lights coming from either the edge or the top. And there's quite a few LEDs there. I went to Philadelphia Public Schools, so I really can't count this high. But it might be 24 lights, I think. I don't know. I'm out of fingers and toes after 20. Or maybe it's 22, 21. I forget how many. Anyway, these things are great. They're probably like $3 at Home Depot. They also have a hanger so you can put them other places. They run on AAA batteries. But now you can see what I was talking about with the light overhead for the fish. So this one is kind of perfect for these guys. I only have the light about maybe 3 inches off the top of the container that they're in. You can see the fish are very calm. The other thing I might add, you can use the glass small tanks, like they have nano tanks these days for small rasboras and arowanas until they get big. Alright, maybe not that. Shrimp, not the kind you eat. Can't put shrimp scampi in them. Just the little colorful shrimp that people like. And every time I get them, I manage to kill them. So I just buy cooked shrimp nowadays. But anyway, the reason for not wanting to use the glass as much is you can see I don't have a reflection hitting off the front of the plastic, and that's whatever their scientific reasons are there, laws of whatever, physics, something. The plastic doesn't bounce off the light reflection as much as the glass does. Plus, you can film it on an angle, and you can, if you go on an angle, nobody can tell. You're taking away the reflection, the glare from sunlight, from rooms overhead, room overhead lighting. That's what I meant to say. And that's another way. Now you can see a little bit of a reflection. That is a reflection off of the back of the plastic container, and coming off the black background. So if I switch, which I'll do next, to a darker colored fish with a white background, you might not see that. We'll experiment and see. So that's it with the snow white albinos. I'll go to a darker colored fish and be right back. Alright, to continue on, these are some of my black Moscows. It's a male and 3 females. You can see I switched it to a actually different plants too, wider leaf water sprite and a white background, because if I use the black background, it's going to eliminate or wash out the colors of the fish. So these are young fish, 3 months old. My black Moscows keep a little bit of a white stomach area at the very bottom, as you can see there. And the females are, this one's probably going to be a longer dorsal one, but the rest look like they're regular dorsal, which doesn't really matter to anybody. But back to the photography part. You have to be careful of many things when you're taking pictures of fish. The fish have to be calm, like I said before. The background noise should be kept to a minimum for yourself or for the audience if you're videoing things. You want to make sure that due to reflections on the surface area, you want to not be doing videos while you're not dressed, because there's been plenty of embarrassing photos on the internet of people that took a photo while they got out of the shower or just were very weird people. So you want to keep what's in the background very be cognizant of it. No Playboy pictures that'll bounce off and cause you some copyright problems. Keep your clothes on, and watch out for any copyrighted info that, like posters or things like that. But the fish themselves, you can see these guys are very calm, and I put them in this little container roughly 30 seconds before I started the video again. So I switched to the paper plate, which I probably bought at Walmart or something. I folded the bottom so that it stays up and I don't get the ridges, because I think the ridges might attract the camera lens to focus on that. I picked the basic boring non-porous background, and by that I mean you want to watch what is in your background. So I'm going to use these same fish. You can see what they look like, and I'll switch this up to a towel, which I used to use, and you can see that the camera lens is kind of picking up the color of the bluish gray towel, and the fish look like they're a different color now, at least to me. They've lightened up. So I don't use things with a background that the camera's going to pick up. As I said before, the black background makes it a little more difficult. You know, you got the green is offsetting things, but the fish don't look as good as with the white background. And the other thing you can do, if you're afraid of people stealing your pictures and stuff, is you can use a background that you create that has your identification on it in some way. Like I sell the fish food, and if I use that background of Gray D Guppy high protein food, nobody's going to want to steal that picture. They're just going to have to move on to taking somebody else's. Because I have had people take my photos in the past and use them on their auctions or websites. It's a little frustrating because, you know, you do the work and then somebody comes in and takes the work you did and you get nothing for it. So usually if that happens to you, contact the website, eBay, Aquabid, whatever you're using, and tell them. And if it's a copyrighted photo that you took, which obviously I have proof now that this is mine, you can have it taken down. So anyhow, these are the black Moscows. I'll try to do one more short video of some snake skins and keep them with a solid background as well. Alright, now these are the black lace snake skins I'm working on. I changed the background again. This is the one that has a bottom part of the tail is red and the rest of it's black. Really cool. If I could separate that and get that into the fixed line, that would be fantastic. Just for looks. I mean, yeah, depends on what people like. But anyway, back to the photography part. You want to limit the amount of room the fish can move around in. I like to use small plants because when you're filming and photographing, these plants look pretty good. They look pretty big. They're really tiny. And if you have trouble with the plants floating around to like the front of the tank and being in the way, what I do is I push some of the plant up out of the water, or water as some people say, and that holds the plant in place. So just some ideas. These are really cool looking fish. Just like I said, something I'm working on. You can see how big the dorsal is on the males, and nice tails with a good pattern in them. One of them has a damaged caudal edge, like I think it's the one in the back there. But now this background does have some texture to it, but because the pattern on the fish is so much more of a intricate pattern than what's on the it's actually a microfiber cloth. The fish is what becomes the subject for the camera lens. So it's all a matter of keeping the camera lens to focus on what you want it to focus on. I used to use a Canon digital camera, and the battery really sucked. It didn't last long. I switched to using an iPhone XS or XS as some people call it, and had a tip from my pal Jeff at Valley Fish that if I shot a video of the fish and then went into the iPhone to watch it, paused it and just did like a screen pause, I guess, and then a screen grab, you could get the exact split second that you want to get. Excellent idea. I do use it, especially for the cover pages of each video. So I probably bored you enough with some of my fish, but I tried to pick ones you don't always see. I mean, the black Moscows you see around, but you've never seen anything like this, I guarantee you that. And the snow white Moscows are pretty cool as well. I'm going to probably put some auctions on Aquabid today or tomorrow to run through the week. And if you have any interest, my seller ID is my last name, Grey, first initial D. D is in Doug. and that's the ID, grade D or grade or whatever you want to call it. So also the fish food's on there, but this should be a good primer for people that want to take photos of their fish, whether you want to put them on an auction or show them to friends or start a web page or just take pictures of your fish, because live bears don't live a whole long amount of time, opposite of like a cichlid or something like that. So you may want to take pictures of them while you got them. So anyway, I hope you appreciated it. If you have any other tips, leave them in the comments for other people. I appreciate you people watching me and listening to my ramblings. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments or send me an email. I'll put my email address in the item description of the video. And I thank you very much for watching.